Hello, and thanks for joining this podcast. We're running a new series of podcasts to accompany our Coffee Break podcast series. In the How We Work podcast, we'll be taking a look at some of the projects Shaw Consulting have been working on. I'm joined today by Director Chris Shaw to discuss a finance system the team recently completed for Muir Group. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Steve.
So, Chris, perhaps you could start by telling us a little bit about the Muir Group and what the project was that you were taken on for.
Yes, certainly. So Muir Group are an organisation that are based in Chester. They've got offices from Blackpool down to Huntingdon. And we've been working with them for many years now. I think it could be coming up to 10 years soon. So we worked on several projects with them over that period. And the most recent one was supporting them with the replacement of their current finance system. They had an old finance system in Sun Accounts, a system that's used a lot across the housing sector, but it wasn't that modern a solution. It had to be run on premise on their hardware. It needed a supporting infrastructure in place, Citrix, deliver the application out to the end users across the different office locations. They wanted to enable the business outside of the finance team to do more, to self-serve more, to really have a finance service which was modern and which was enabling the business to do more of the tasks themselves without having to be reliant on the finance team.
It sounds like an interesting project and an interesting organisation. What exactly did you do for them?
So we worked with them to, first understand where they were at, what they were doing with their current finance system, what were the limitations. And then we really explored what does the finance team and the business want from a modern finance solution and modern finance service. We ran a number of workshops, held a number of meetings with different colleagues across the business to understand that in a lot more detail. Once we'd done those workshops, we worked with the IT team and the finance team to pull together a detailed specification and requirements. And then we looked at the best route to procure the solution. And the finance team had done quite a bit of investigation already around what solutions were out there. So they could educate themselves about what is the art of the possible. When we were considering the different procurement routes, we obviously didn't want to exclude any of the potential solutions that they were looking at. And when we explored those procurement routes, there were frameworks we could have used. We could have potentially used G Cloud, but it really does limit you to just having a solution for a maximum of 4 years without then having to go out and retender. So the route that we ended up settling on was the open UK procurement route. There are downsides in using that because you don't know the volume of responses that you're going to get back. It allows anybody to put in a bid, but it doesn't exclude anybody. And what we were able to do is make sure that in the supplier questionnaire that we issued alongside the specification and requirements, we had some really clear pass-fail requirements in that SSQ around the technical solution that needed to be delivered. And those were aligned to Muir Group's architectural principles around it needed to be cloud first, it needed to have a responsive design, it needed to work across both desktops and mobile devices. So that, in a way, helped organizations that might be considering bidding for this opportunity to assess those pass-fail requirements and potentially qualify out. And that's what we found happened as we went through the process. Once we'd got the tender responses back, we worked with the team to analyze those tender responses. We individually scored them. We came together as a group and agreed a consensus score. That led to solutions being shortlisted. We invited suppliers virtually in to do their demonstrations of their solutions against an agenda and a scenario that we agreed as a team. And using that helped us understand and bring to life their response about what the system did or didn't do. We spent time speaking to their existing clients. We had reference site calls with clients that were using their technology, and that really helped us understand from the client side, how good the solution was, how good the organization was, how good their support was. And That really helped us make the decision on which solution was right for finance team and right for the wider business to help them achieve their goals of this new solution coming in.
And through those kind of actions that you just talked through, what were you able to achieve for them?
I think the clear thing is that we ended up selecting a solution that was modern. It was cloud delivered. It was a solution that organizations might not have considered within the housing sector. It was a system from SAP, not their massive finance system, which is used by multinational organizations. It was a system called SAP by design. But the solution that they selected, it was really flexible, really modern. It had inbuilt reporting and dashboards. It just ticked so many of the boxes that they were looking as an organization. And they're really, really pleased with the system that they've got. There has been some compromises. It's not all been perfect as far as a solution, but when you consider it as a whole in comparison to where they were and what they had, it's going to deliver significantly more benefits to their organization than what their old legacy system was doing for them.
And to finish up, Chris, what was the project's final outcome?
Really, I mean, some of that will be tested over the next year or two, but the real outcome for Muir Group was that they've managed to move off a legacy system and reduce the legacy infrastructure that they had to have in place, Citrix serving up that application. So that's helped them reduce complexity, modernize their application that they're delivering out to the staff, their end users. It's enabled them to have better insights into their spend around engagement with how much they're spending with the different suppliers. It's enabled them to improve processes within their organization. Some of the capabilities within the system that have been set up and configured have removed some paper-based processes that were in the organization previously. So it really has helped streamline operations for business and the finance team.
It's great. Thanks so much, Chris. As usual, a great insight into how you operate in partnership with your clients. Looking forward to catching up on some other projects soon. All podcasts are available on Shore social media channels. Thanks for listening.